everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet this halter top with a ruffled edge for your American Girl doll. So let's just get straight into the video. So for this project you are going to be needing a size medium 4-weight yarn. The one that I'm using today is a big twist value yarn in the color aqua. And then you'll also be needing an 8 or 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. So you're going to start off by making a slip knot with your yarn, and make sure that the tail is long enough to weave in, by the way, a good 3-4 inches, something like that. But then you're just going to put your hook in the loop and chain 13. But then once you have your chains, you're just going to skip the first chain and do 1/2 double crochet in the second chain from the hook. And then you're just going to do 1/2 double crochet in every other chain for a total of 12 stitches when you finish this row. So then for the second row, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and then do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. And then you're just going to do 1/2 double crochet in every stitch along except for the last stitch. And once you reach the last stitch, you're just going to do 2 half double crochets in that stitch. So when you're done with this row, you should have a total of 14 stitches because we increased twice, once in the beginning of the row and once in the end. But you're going to repeat row 2 for 6 more rows. So you're just going to do the exact same thing. You chain 1 and turn and do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch, and then do every other stitch along until you reach the last stitch, and you'll do 2 half double crochets in the last stitch as well. So I'm going to meet you back here when I have my 8 rows total of increases so that I can show you what we're going to be doing next. Okay, so now I'm back and this is what mine looks like after the rest of the rows with the increasing. So you can see that the sides have gotten bigger. And when you are done with those rows, you should have 26 stitches total. So yeah, but now what we're going to be doing is you're going to actually chain 16. So these chains are actually going to be creating the back of the shirt. So we're going to do these and then attach them to the other side to create a round back. So yeah, once you have those 16 chains, make sure that they aren't twisted, and pull them around the back until you reach that first stitch on the other side. And then you're just going to slip stitch it together. So now that we join those chains there, we're not going to be working back and forth anymore, but we're going to be working in the round all the way around the stitches and then onto the chains. So for this next row, you're going to chain 1 but not turn, and you're going to do 1/2 double crochet in every stitch across the row, and then you're also going to do 1/2 double crochet in every chain as well. So you're just going to be going all the way around until you reach the first stitch that you did. So I'm going to do my half double crochets all around this row, and I will meet you back here when I'm done to show you what we're going to do for the next row. Okay, so now I am back and I finished that first row. So this is what mine looks like. You can see I just did half double crochets all the way around. And before we do anything else, make sure that you have 42 stitches, because if you don't have that number of stitches, then all of the other rows will be messed up because you don't have this certain number of stitches. But what we're going to do to finish off this row is slip stitch into that first chain that we made before starting to do half double crochets. So then to start the next row, you're going to chain 1, and for this row, all you're going to do is do 2 half double crochets in every stitch across. So we are going to be creating the ruffle part now. So this is just making the ruffle. We're going to be increasing a lot to make that ruffle. But yeah, so I'm going to do 2 half double crochets in every stitch around, and I will meet you back here when I'm done with this row so I can show you what we're going to do for the final row. Okay, so now I am back and I have finished that row. So what we're going to do for the next row is slip stitch into that first chain we made before doing the half double crochets, and then chain 1. And then what you're going to do for this row is you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the first stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. So that is all you're going to be doing for this row. You're just going to repeat the pattern of half double crochet 1 and then half double crochet 2 in the next stitch. So we're just increasing slightly less this time. But yeah, so I'm going to meet you back here when I finish this last row so that I can show you the final touches that we have to make in order to finish off this top. Okay, so here I am back again and I finished that last increase row. So what we're going to do to just finish it off is slip stitch into that first chain we did before starting to do half double crochets, and then I'm just going to grab my scissors and cut a tail long enough to weave in, and then I'll just pull it through my loop to create a knot. So now we're going to be adding these strands on the top to tie around her neck. So to do that, you're just going to grab your hook and insert it into one of those sides of the very top, right where we started. And then I'm just going to grab my yarn, and I like to make a slip knot in my yarn as if I was starting a new chain. And then when I have that slip knot, I'll just place it on my hook and pull it through that spot where your hook is, just like this. So then we are just going to be chaining 25. So if you want this strap to be longer to tie around your doll's neck, you can totally chain like 30 or 35 even if you want it to be really long. But I just thought that like 25 would be the perfect number. It doesn't have a lot of like extra space to dangle around behind her neck, but you can add more chains if you'd like to. And yeah. So then once you have your 25 chains, or however many you decide to chain, you just cut a tail and then pull through your loop on your hook really tightly. You're going to want to pull that extra tail really tightly just so that it doesn't unravel, but then you're just going to cut off most of that tail but still leave a little bit so that the knot doesn't come out. So now that that first strap is finished, you're just going to repeat the exact same steps on the other side. So you're going to insert your hook into the other side of the front, and then you'll just grab your yarn and make a slip knot. And then place the slip knot on your hook and pull it through the spot where you inserted your hook into the top. And then you're just going to chain 25 for the strap, or however many you did on the other side. Make sure that it isn't uneven, that you chain the same number on both sides. And then once you have your chains, you're just going to grab your scissors and cut a tail and then pull through your loop and pull it really tightly, but then cut off most of your tail but still leave a little bit so that the knot doesn't unravel. So now you have finished both of the straps to tie around your doll's neck, and you are almost finished with the whole top. The only thing left to do is to weave in the extra yarn end. So there are only 4 this time, so that's not too bad. So I'm just going to grab my tapestry needle and quickly weave those in. And once those ends are all woven in, you are completely finished with your top. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also make sure to check out my Etsy, which is called Willow Dolls Designs. I'll link it down in the description in case you are interested. But anyways, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!